So what was the turning moment like?
So that turning point, and I have to be very transparent, it wasn't all about helping people either. I had a change in my family, right? So I had an infant, which means I didn't want to travel anymore, right? I wanted to be at home more often,
Yeah.
right? And so that was probably the first priority, right? Before helping others, it was help myself and be home with my baby. But I had an opportunity through a friend of mine, and she had said, well, have you ever thought about teaching? Because my career was actually, believe it or not, was in educational technology and professional development for educators. I still never went away from education, but I was just on the business side of it, right?
True.
So we had started our doctoral program, and I said, okay, I'll do this as, I'll see where this goes. And she said, well, do you want to try teaching now as an adjunct? And I said, well, I can try it, right? I mean, I work on how to teach, instructors how to do things. Okay, so let me try this. And with that, it was having the students sitting in the classroom and sharing their experiences, and this and for those particular students, they weren't quite sure why they were even in college. And it was like, oh, wow. They need some support, right?
Yeah.
They need to have someone who can tell them, why are you here and what that means for you and your family for generations to come, right? And that just kind of hit home to me, like someone spending money for this education for that student not to know why they're here.
Wow.
And so that was when I changed around and said, okay, let me look at this as maybe a long-term kind of transition. If I can share my journey, if I can share the journeys of others and maybe inspire them to understand why they're here and what they can gain from experience. And that's how I kind of transitioned into teaching full-time.
Wow.
It really was a draw of they needed someone that they could talk to, and they needed someone that they could ask questions.
Wow.
And I found that rewarding to me.